Hello, my name is Yannick. I'm a coach at Crossfit Aldgate, and this is a video for the handstand push-up for beginners and people that are looking to get good at it and to improve on that skill. Okay? Now, the most important thing about a handstand push-up, first of all, is the idea of being upside down. Okay, so we have to have a lot of shoulder strength and mobility through our shoulders to hold that. And second of all, then we're going to go through a pressing movement, which again will make it even harder. So we'll start out slow and then gradually build up to that position.
Cool.
Okay, so first thing we need to know is, with my belly tight, with my butt squeezed, you can do this test. Can we get our arm past our ears? Okay?
Okay.
As you can see, is my ear showing for me?
Yes, absolutely.
My ear is showing, so everything is not moving. The only thing that's changed is my arm position. If I can adopt this position, then pretty much we have good shoulder range, good shoulder mobility to get into that position, okay?
Sure.
So that's the first thing we need to do.
Yep.
Now, if we have that and we have that range, then we're going to look at anything from here down to here. So having our butt tight and belly squeezed, which will create a hollow body position, like we call it, okay? So that important factor comes in here. You can do this at home as well, or whenever you have a moment of time. We're going to have our back flat on the floor, excuse me, so that if we bring our fingertips to try and touch each other, we can't. That's what we want. We don't want to be in a broken, weak position like I'm seeing here, okay?
Okay.
So, belly button into the floor. My knees are just going to be over my hips, okay, in the same position. Now, if this is okay, if my back's still flat, then we're golden, okay? Then, if we want to make this a bit difficult, or a bit more harder, we're going to look to bring one leg out, pointing our toe, and then back, okay? Then we're going to bring our other toe out, and then back. Okay, so we're just going to try and point both toes at the same time. If we're good with that, we're going to elevate our upper body a bit to emphasize the squeeze in our stomach. Okay? Now, from here, same thing. One leg comes out, we're good, and back. One leg comes out, and back. We're still good through here. This is still tight.
Sure.
Now we're going to bring our hands overhead, which looks very similar to the top of a handstand position. Now, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yes.
And that's still fine. Now, if I'm good with this, I can actually look from here at bringing both legs out at the same time. Now, this is quite hard, so you really want to keep tight and not see any type of movement where your legs are coming down and your lower back is getting tight, okay? So try and practice that.
And this is going to help us with the overhead.
It's going to help us with the overhead. Because ideally what you're looking for is that position to make yourself as long as possible as you can, so that you're not breaking and that you haven't got any kind of like patches you need to fix, okay? Now, once we have those two things, so good shoulder range and the ability to get tight and hold that position, which is very important, we're going to look at pressing, okay? So the pressing that can be done at the box I've just set up here, okay? So we still want to have those factors excuse me, in our mind, but then we're going to look through where we have to press. Do we press out here? Do we press close? Do we press near our head? How we're supposed to do it, okay? So ideally what we want to look at first, we want to be with our hands, I'll do it on the floor first. We want our hands to be roughly, maybe shoulder width, maybe a bit wider, okay? Okay. We don't want, as you see a lot of the times, our hands flared out like that. Because that's going to dump a lot of torque and dump a lot of kind of tension that we've wired into our system. Okay? So when we have our hands down, imagine you are screwing your hands into the floor and separating the floor with your hands. Okay. So really separating the floor as much as you can. Okay. That's going to create a lot of stability. Now from there, the position of our elbows is going to be coming back and coming straight back away from us. We're not going to bring our elbows out like we see sometimes in push-ups. So I'll just give you a demonstration here. Cool. I'm going to put one knee down here, one knee down there, and I'm going to come into this position where my hips, you can bring your legs up if you want or bring them down, it's up to you. And then what I'm going to look to do is I'm going to look to do some pressing, okay? So like I said, I'm going to squeeze my butt, squeeze my belly, and I'm going to try and separate the floor, and then I'm going to try and bring my head to the floor, okay? As you can see, my hands are shoulder width apart and my elbows are close in. I'm not flared out or not bringing them in. they're roughly close and following the line of my body.
Cool.
Okay? Now, if we have those three elements, if we can press at that kind of level, we can bring the box higher and try and press with a bit more altitude on the box, okay? Again, putting more stress and a bit more difficulty on our shoulders and our tricep, okay? Now, if we have that, I'm going to bring you here to the wall. We're going to look to do and kind of combine all of those three elements together. Good shoulder range, tightness in the middle, and the ability to know where our elbows should go in a handstand push-up, okay? Now, first of all, the question is, how do you get up onto the wall? Okay? You can't just kind of rustle up there and expect everything to go well. Now, if you think about it, we want to start in the same position we were like on the floor. So our hands are going to start above our body, okay? So I'll get a bit more room. Hands are going to start above our head. I'm going to stay really tight through the middle and through my butt. And then from there, I'm going to imagine taking one big step forward into a lunge and then going into a handstand, okay? Now, the important thing is to press into the floor. So, first of all, try the lunge without actually going into it. So try taking a deep lunge and then bring your hands to the floor. Big lunge, bring your hands to the floor.
Yannick, okay? What do you think about wall walks? So to get up facing the wall. What do you think about that?
That's very good as well. Again, I'm not actually showing how to get into it, but the ways of how you can.
Okay.
If I can demonstrate a wall walk like you said.
Is it quite good also maybe progression how to get up to do the wall walk?
It's a good progression, but as you find, it's hard for people to go straight into it because it is quite hard. And a lot of the times, what people will find is they don't understand the concept of pushing into the wall.
Okay.
So that idea would be more important to me to teach getting long, really elongating yourself than doing it here.
Okay.
I can still demonstrate though. So that was the hands in the position that you'd normally find. You're going to bring your feet behind you, and then from there, belly tight butt squeeze. You just want your legs to be moving.
Okay.
At the beginning. Then you want your hands to follow step by step. Okay, so one leg comes up.
Yeah.
Other leg comes up. Now, if I'm at this position, as you can see above the yellow line and I'm fine, then I can start moving my hands gently closer to the wall and my feet slowly start to come up. If you see in my midline, there is no change in my position.
Yes, you are not arching or anything like it.
The moment I start arching, I can stop right there and come back down to that position.
Cool.
Okay? So that, again, like Camille mentioned, that's a really good way to get up and down the wall and learn how to press into the wall.
Cool.
Okay? Now, for what I was saying before, the idea of making a big deep lunge, putting your hands down and then pressing into the wall will look something like this. Okay? So what I'm looking to do, I'm going to have my hands roughly in the position I was teaching you there, and roughly about my hand away from the wall. I don't want to be too close, I don't want to be too far.
Okay.
That's going to change my position.
So about one hand away.
A hand away from the wall, yeah, that's where you really want to be. Okay? So, excuse me, what you're going to look to do, like I mentioned, nice tight position, hands can go overhead, and you're going to do a big deep lunge. And then you're going to push into the floor, belly tight, butt squeeze, and you're going to be in this position to see how you can press into the floor.
Sure.
Then coming back down, it's the same thing. One leg down, one leg up. If you think about it, that back leg acts almost like a lever for you to allow yourself to come up. Okay? That back leg has to stay straight.
Yeah, can you show us again, please?
Yeah, of course. If you look at my back leg,
yeah, it gives you that kind of momentum going up.
exactly, as you can see. And then back down, same thing. If I start to bend it, then it won't give me that leverage and momentum that I needed to stay in that handstand.
So keep it nice and straight.
Exactly, and you'll find a lot of hits against the wall as well. But like Camille said, if you want, you can do that pressing into the floor drill, and then that deep lunge, and even taking the feet off the floor. You don't have to go into a handstand. You can simply, elsewhere, just look at staying tight, practicing staying tight, the lunge, and then kind of look to maybe leave the floor. Even in the deep lunge position, you can look to just gently move off the floor and get up.
Okay.
And just have a bit of pressure on your hands and on your shoulders get into that position.
Nice one. Is there any other progression for really beginners? We showed obviously on a box those press ups. That's, I think it's quite. That's basically type which would be suitable. But is there anything else for complete beginners which you would say?
I mean, what I look for complete beginners, I look at as well. Let me get a band.
Would you, for example, suggest a handstand, just a static handstands? Just literally get there against the wall and just holding it there.
I would hang out in that position as much as you can.
Yeah.
The more you're upside down, the more likely you are to be comfortable with that position.
Yeah.
As you can see, I didn't demonstrate the full movement, again, because it's quite advanced.
Yeah.
This is for beginners, we're looking just to build up to that movement.
Yeah.
Now, what I was going to show you, it's not particularly a movement that looks really cool, but it's really effective. Okay? When I'm pressing, okay,
yes,
I want to have in my mind that the closer, like I showed you in the other video of the muscle up, the closer my elbow and my hand are to my body, the easier it will be to press overhead.
Yep.
If I have it out here, it will be very difficult to press up, because especially with a band, I'm being forced down and I'm being pulled out of position.
Okay.
If I'm in here close, the ability to press is a lot easier and not as hard than if I'm really far away. Okay? So that'd be the one thing I'd get you to practice. This is probably too strong.
Would you press as well? Would you do that press?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is your
so from here,
top position then?
keep it nice and close. I press overhead, and then I keep my elbow really close to my body. This is quite a strong.
I can't see your ear at the moment. Is that okay? Now I can. Yeah. Okay.
And then we bring it back down. It's quite a strong band.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a higher one.
Even for Yannick,
Even for
it's
me.
strong band.
Maybe you can pick a lighter band, not make a fool of yourself, and then you want to keep that position exactly the same. So it's the exact path you have to go through when you're pressing. As you can see, like Camille said, so that my ear can be seen. That shows good mobility. Then add a bit of strength in there, hence the band pushing you down, and see if you can do the same path of your elbow, hand, and shoulder.
Yannick, thank you very much for that.
Pleasure.
Cheers, guys.
Thank
See
you
you
very
later.
much. See you soon.